So today we are going to be talking about chase mastery and not victory. You have to understand something in life. There is a saying that someone that spend his time chasing butterfly will end up catching none of you. But someone that spend his time building garden for butterfly will end up attracting a butterfly in abundance because butterfly will naturally come to the garden. You will have them many. You don't have to chase. But you know the paradoxic stuff. The paradoxic here is that a lot of people don't want to be there. A lot of people are scared of being a lot. And I understand this because come to think of it, when you have to survive, when you have to survive, you have to think of okay, if I want to build, building requires a lot of things, it requires finance, it requires time. So you won't even have the opportunity to do all those other things. So I basically understand why someone will feel like uh people don't feel the need to really build, but they just look for the convenient way. But here, what and again is people are scared of loss. People are scared of what if I lose? What if it didn't work out? What if I didn't make it? But you have to understand that every experience is a data, including your loss. Whatever you experience as a loss is a data. When you lose, people have to understand. You see, to win is very difficult, but to lose is very easy. And one thing about winning and loss is there is always called pattern recognition. For you to win consistently, you have already recognized the pattern of winning, and now you are following through with the pattern of winning. Of You are following through with the pattern of winning. Now you have a pattern you can apply and win repeatedly. And for you to be able to recognize this pattern, you have to win consistently to understand how winning occur. When you win once, you win twice, you win three, you understand, okay, this is what works. So and the same thing also apply for failure. There is a point you will fail. There is an instant you will fail. You begin to understand failure. You begin to understand how failure look like. And from that place, you automatically start positioning yourself to win because now you are doing every possible things to avoid loss. And when you lose consistently, you have more data to make decisions and to know you like for instance, now it's just like someone who is going from 0 to 100. When you are moving from 0 to 100, you count one, two, three. You are moving little. But when you move from 0 to -100, that means you are owing 100. That means you have already had 100 loss. Now, what is remaining for you to wipe out the minus and be 100? That means you have a lot of data to make decision that someone that is moving from 1 to 3. So when you move from 1 2 3, before you move to 100, someone that just move to what you are just trying at that particular point in 100, you know, once you just remove that minus from that 100, you become automatically 100. So that is when you lose. That is someone that lose. That is like going backward to go frontward. When you run, when someone want to run to take off on a very long speed, they intend to draw back, push back before taking off. So you understand that sometimes going backward to go forward is not bad. But you have to do it consciously. You have to know what you are doing. You have to know that I'm losing, so I can be able to recognize loss, so I can be able to know what loss look like, so I can be able to know to prevent loss. It's easier to chase loss than to chase winning. It's not that you just go out there and start losing. No, that's not what I'm advising you. But the moral point of everything is the lesson behind everything is you should not be scared to win. You should even see you should not be scared to lose. You should even see losing as an opportunity. You should embrace loss. You shouldn't be scared. If you even lose, be happy that you lose. I'm trying to understand why you lose. I'm trying to understand the reason behind that your loss. So from that information, you can make better decisions in the future. So losing is part of the game. And when you understand this, you won't be scared. And a lot of things, people will be scared of it. That if I start building now, how will I survive? Let me ask you, the worst day of your life, that day you feel like you are going to die, did you die? You are still alive. You are still living. You are still thriving. You are still here. So you will not die. You will always survive. There is always a means for us to survive. You will not die. So you taking a leap of faith. And there's another thing I understand it. I understand the game. If you have an opportunity to stay around your parents, regardless of your age, you have an opportunity to live within family, to be able to call down and build. Bro, take every opportunity and advantage. Leave all this. I have to leave my father's house to go and build. The world is no longer like that. You can be in one place. You cannot live. You won't even leave your room. you will be there, make millions. You will just be on like the world have gone beyond. Let me live, guy. Neutralize every advantage you have. You have beauty. You know that if you put out your beauty out there, you get, bro. Take every advantage you have. Give all these strong man, strong man. I can do it alone. If you see assist, take assist. Take assist. If you know that, okay, if I live here, what if I stop doing this thing to go and build? What if I leave this thing and what will people talk? How will I look? Maybe if I say let me stop this thing and go to my father's house and build, or stay somewhere that can be able to build, to even to cut down expenses and to think less, then you will not be like, what will people say? Take away that what will people say. What you will understand is that sometimes it's very important to have your vision at head, to know where you are going to know where you are and where you are going to, and to know how to get to where you are going to, regardless of where you are, the location you are, regardless of anything. You will keep moving. Your environment doesn't determine your growth. A lot of people will be like, yes, your environment influences you. People you have around influence you. It's undeniable fact. But you have to be able to be in an environment and be able to also isolate yourself in that environment. In the sense that you are somewhere, you are your own, doing your own thing, you have your vision. Whenever you choose to be out, whenever you want to be out. So you reduce amount of influence that environment will have on you. Wherever you are, as long as you can be able to live peacefully, have a good life, be able to eat and survive for the next day. There's a saying, they say a wise warrior know that surrendering today doesn't mean total failure. It means preparation for victory. You have to understand that surrendering is a tool. Everything you see in life is a tool. Knowledge is a tool. Faith is a tool. Desire is a tool. Pleasure, everything you see in life is a tool. You decide what you use these tools for. Money is a tool. And another thing again, a lot of people want to build, and then we tend to try a lot of things. They want to build a lot of things. See, you have to understand, to build in a long term, you have to build because I love doing this thing and I'm ready to do this thing for the rest of my life, even though it's not paying me. I will do this. Even though it feels like I want to die, I will do it. And whenever you focus your attention and turn your attention on something, you turn your attention only on that thing, you begin to see a lot of possibility on that thing than when you are trying to channel it on a lot of things. Because at this point, you are trying to see, one thing I've learned so far as someone who multitasks, who try to do a lot of things. You try to do a lot of things is not bad, but you structuring how you do a lot of things is the key. It's not trying to, because when you scatter your energy, you have to have what is primary and what is secondary. And sometimes what is primary is what you do directly by yourself, and what is secondary, you don't necessarily have to do it. You have to add sources. You have to use your primary and have the resources you can be able to add source the secondary. For instance, now, you have a dream to have a lot of business. What inside of those business you have a lot of dream to have, all those things you want to do, which one can you do? Can you do and know that I will do this thing till the rest of my life? Even though it's not paying me, I will keep doing it. That is purpose. But you know that this thing have the possibility of paying you huge if you do it long enough. So you don't have to, you have to be logical. In as much you are being delusional, when you are delusional, you first of all become delusional and you become logical. You don't become logical before you become delusional. It doesn't work. You have to be delusional and be logical at the same time. Delusional and logical have to go hand to hand. You don't just have to. So whenever you have to pick, what do I do? Do I know that I love doing that? I'll serve the world, earn me money, and that will let me. You see, one of the things sometimes I said, I'm this person that says, why will pastors take conference? Why will this do this? Why will this? But over time, I've come to realize that even if God gives you a gift, you have to realize that this gift God has given you, regardless of what it is, preaching the word of God or doing all these things, you have to understand that through this gift is where you will earn. So what you ask yourself, how will you earn? So the only way you do it, how will you earn? The way that, okay, from this, like for instance now, assuming people like they come around and say, okay, this money we are paying is our own personal, it's like our personal money. It's like, it's not, you are giving it to God. You are, because I know a real way to offer it to God is take 10% and eat it for yourself in His presence. It's not about giving. So that's why I have conflict about over time. I've realized, so regardless of whatever gift you have, So you have to understand that you are not limited. If you see someone that says toothpick can become a millionaire, someone that do the most littlest things is when you have the enough desire to make millions out of it. That is when you make millions out of it because you begin to think, how will I make billions? How will I make? You begin to see possibility of making that. You like for instance now when you want to buy a car. For instance, when you think of a car. For instance, now when you think of a car that you want to purchase a car, you end up you end up realizing that you will start seeing that kind of car always. You begin to see that kind of car frequently. You begin to look like that moment you have put your mind that I want to buy this kind of car, or you put your mind in the particular kind of something, even if it's color or something, just put your mind I want to do this. You begin to see it like you begin to see it in your reality, and now social media have make it very easy that once you just think something, the moment you enter your FYP, you begin to see similar things. So that is also how reality work. You have to understand that you have to position your mind and think deeply enough for it to begin to see all possibility connected to it. That is why it's very good to take one thing, make money out of that thing and invest it in all those things you want to do. Maybe if you want to own this business, have that thing that this is my primary source. That is how wealth is built. You need to have something that make the most money. Other things, other of your ideas are there to duplicate it, and to multiply your money and to sustain it and to kind of keep turning your money and keep making your money give birth to more money. So building it's not about doing multiple things. In as much as about doing because you have to build one, you have to have one building standard before you build another one, build another one, build another. And one thing there's another advice I give someone once. I tell you that do you know that if you take 4 years to build something, and in these 4 years you build this thing, you dedicate your time to understanding how building works. Because you have to see one thing is knowing how to do something and understanding that thing you know how to do. It's a two different thing. When you understand something, when you understand something, you can be able to do it on a deeper level. You know how to go broad. You can be doing one thing and do many things from that one thing. But everything, all of them come back together to one. For instance, now, you might be offering website designing and you still offer what copywriting attached to that website. That means the package you're not just offering them, I'm building website, I'm still copywriting for you. I can still run ad for you. But you are not just going out there to go and look for people you run ad, you're going out there to go and look for people you build websites for. Other services are additional, they're not primary or primary. And what you need to be good at is building websites more than other aspects. Other aspects that is second. You also need to be, but those ones you can still access them. But the primary one, that one that is your main goal, that you know that okay, if you minus all those services, they can still give outline your single service and still make from it. So you have to understand that you have to have understanding on what you need to learn and you need to learn to understand. When you begin to learn to understand, you can do anything. Just have understanding. You will do anything with understanding. Understand how this thing works. There's a certain things. When you understand how structure work, how things work, you can be in a position and make a lot of money from that position you are. Because why? You see possibility in all things. You see wealth. Wealth is vision as much as it is action. You have to have a vision because the kind of money you make is limited to the vision you have. Because for instance, now you can't have one shop at one particular place and you are not let's not say you are not selling online and you're expecting to make millions out of it when people in your community is not up to 500. How will you make up to 500 people? How will you make that kind of money from 500 billions of people? You need to think, okay, how many people can pay me? Like for instance, if I want to make billions now, okay, if you pay me 5k, I can be like 1 million people pay me for 5k, I can make 5 billion. Or 5 million, 5 billion, 5k, 5 million, 5 billion. I can make 5 million, 5 million. How will I get this 1 million people? Okay, 5k. I'll make 5k 1 million people. You make 5 billion. So how will I get this 1 million people to pay me 5k each? And what will I offer them that can be able to pay me 5k each? And how will I be able to reach them? You see structure. With this, you can be able to tailor yourself to position yourself to the kind of environment and the place that you can make the kind of money you vision. There's nothing that is impossible. Everything is possible here on earth as long as you have the boss to understand that impossible is simply I am possible. Impossible. 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 I am. If you put I, put comma, you put I am. You separate the P. You say you give to a possible. So, so you have to understand that everything is sending message. Experience is data. Losses are data. Don't be scared of losses. Don't be scared to build. What if I try? What if I fail? Yes, fail. If you fail, there is nothing bad. The most important thing is you fail doing what you love. You fail trying what you love, and you fail trying to refine and build. You have to enjoy growth. You have to understand that it's not about what you achieve at the end of the day. It is about how you achieve it. It's not about the process. It's all about this journey, the struggle, how you move, how did you see. If you don't have all this story, all this lossy story, all this bad experience we all are scared of that makes us to avoid it. If you don't have it, what kind of story do you want to tell? What story will you tell the world if when you finally make it? You need a story to tell them. So embrace all those moments. Take pleasure in them. Understand that this is part of the process. This is data. This is information. Every experience it as an information. If companies pay billions of dollars to collect data, pay everything to, and you are wasting your data, you think that data is really about. See, for them to be able to meet your chart, how you type, how you behave, everything is a data. You need to understand why do I do this? Why do I do this? Why do I do that? And tomorrow I will talk about identity and entity. I write about it today, so tomorrow I'll talk about it. Because from this place, you have understanding to understand that everything you see is a truth, including your behavior, including your habits. You have to learn failure is data. Everything. Failure is a tool. Winning is a tool. But do you know the easiest one to get? If you try to go and get data from winning, it's very difficult to win than it is to lose. So when you position yourself to get data from losing, that doesn't mean that you go out and start looking for and start losing recklessly without using your mind, using your brain. You have to strategize. You have to be a strategic thinker. It's all about going out there, doing it regardless, without caring if you lose or win. What you just care about is the love. You are just in love about you are just in love with the game. You are just in love with doing it. You don't care. Me, whenever I invest, if I invest something, or if I take my money and invest in somewhere, I will mourn that money. To me, I've lost that money. Whenever that money bring back return, I'll be very, very happy. You know why I'm very happy? It's not because the money gave me money, but I'm very happy because I'm surprised that what I have lost. That kind of thing, something you thought you have lost, or finally come back to you. That kind of happiness. That is the happiness I get there because to me, if that's lose, I will not feel anything because to me, I've already lost it before I give it out. So you have to understand because I'm not doing it because I'm doing it to look, okay, what will be the outcome of this? How will this go? Will this favor? If this thing is, if I see, that is why it's very good when you have an idea. It's kind of very good to jump on them and just do them and try them. When I'm this kind of person, I've done a lot of things. When I just have an idea, just jump into it. If I could just have business idea, I can just have business idea today, and the next thing you are seeing, I'm already putting on flyer about the business the next day. Already hopping on the business, trying to do the business, trying to and the next day you might see me ending up stopping the business. You know why? Many people be like, I stopped something. But why? I stopped because I've realized that I've calculated that this thing can't give me what I'm looking for. This is not the way I'm going. So that's why it's very good to try a lot of things because when you try a lot of things, you know what you don't want, what you are not capable. Like me now, I've realized the sense that I can't work directly for someone. I can be able to connect to people and work together. I can be okay, I can bring people together to work. Can bring them together, pack people together to work and deliver job. But me being the person deliver, so you have to understand which kind of person are you. Are you the kind of person that you can deliver, you can work directly, or the kind of person that can join people together, or the kind of person that can bring things together and make it work, or the kind of person that can make things work when you are working on it. So you have to understand your kind of person. And how do you understand your kind of person? It's true experiences. When you have pushed yourself to the boundary. There's a saying about the laws of the universe. I said that when you go, you cannot recognize the law until you go against it. You have to be a victim of the law to understand the law. So you have to be a victim of failure to understand failure. You have to be a victim. You have to be a victim of something. You have to first of all do that thing to know that okay, does this thing fit me? Is this the kind of person you can't just decide this is who I am when you have not tried a lot of things? You have to try a lot of things. You have to try the things you feel are right and the things you like. You have to try everything you can. Like whenever idea come to your brain, as long as it's a good idea, you know that okay, and you feel like this idea is something I really want to. Instead of you telling me, okay, I will do it later. Just do it that moment to know if it's idea that is worth keeping or idea that is worth doing. If it's idea you do and you understand, okay, I will need resources to do it. You pause it and observe that you do resources. You might end up wasting. See, there's two things in life. It's either you waste money to buy time, or you waste time to buy money. These two things work in hand. If there's a saying, when you need money, you use your knowledge and time. When you need time, you use knowledge and money. And when you need knowledge, you use time and money. So you have to understand how all these things work. It's either you pay with time or you pay with money. Or you see, the longer you take, okay, I will do it tomorrow. The longer you are paying with time. Because the time you waste today, if you not do it tomorrow, and tomorrow you end up doing that time, you understand that this thing I've been waiting to do all my life is stupid. Not be even good, it's not a good idea that you will not start. But assuming you did it that time, you realize okay, this. And sometimes you have to step first of all, step in, and one thing I've understand again, you have to like, step into something. You have to step into something to be able to understand. You have to kind of okay, step into that thing. Like for instance now, like for instance, like if you want to do a certain business, you will not really get what the business is all about. You might have this is the idea, this is how you might have the idea, okay, this business. You might have a case study, you might even study it, read about it, but the truth is you will never understand the business. So that is why no matter what they teach you in university, if you never work or experience it, all those things are information. And if you don't practice it over time, it's failing. Because when you come into that industry, you understand that what you read in paper, what you are given in theory is more different from reality. And now adapting to that reality, you now begin to understand what works and what doesn't work. So you can't be able to really, and you will not know, okay, this thing that works and this is, does it fit the kind of person I am? It's not even about, see, summary is very good though. To summarize something, that's why I don't do short video, because when you summarize something, it will be like it's something that is very easy. But when you give it in details, you understand that this is not easy. It's something I can do. That's why I don't like these short videos. I like doing so I can explain in very details. I can break down. I can make you understand. I can give different examples. We can run around it as many times as we have till you begin to soak it and realize, okay, this is what this person is trying to pass down, and you have the proper understanding of that thing. So that's why it's very important to do so. Anything you have, just go ahead. First of all, try it. So and when you try it, you begin to know those reality attached to it. And when you begin to know, is this the kind of reality I can adapt to, or is it the kind of reality that's the kind of reality because you have a lot of reality in reality of reality. Is you might your neighbor, you and my it might take care of your neighbor. So you might think that you and your neighbor is having the same reality. But when you look at it and see them and speak to them on a different level, you understand that everybody is having a different reality. Just like once upon a time whereby there were two people that were having issues. So as they were having issues, this person thought this person was keeping malice with her. This person thought this person was keeping malice with her. The other person reported that this person was trying to make advancements to know if the two of them can resolve and start talking. The other person is acting normal. And this person come to say that I'm even trying to make this person out of place such but this person doesn't even give me. But then I meet the other person. This person say, when this person came to me, I was acting normal because there's certain way people might act. You think that they have issues, but that is just their normal who they are. They're just a kind of person. But if you don't understand this thing, you might take it like they're having issues. This one, so it's even not that misunderstanding. This one think is having issues, and she was even thinking that I thought that she was the one that is even kind of don't want to talk to me or having issues. So this one think that this one is having issues. That this one think that this one. But two of them, instead of them, everybody, two of them were cool with each other. But because they misunderstand. Because when you have a different reality, what is going on in your head is different from what is going on in the world. That's why it's very important. That's why when you are delusional, you have to also be logical. This video I've gotten long, so I'll end it here. I'll say in our next video, I might just watch the video and say the important topic I have to expand on and make video on the properly. In case there is certain, and you can also comment certain part you want me to expand on. I can expand on them certain things because I know that I've taught a lot of things that I didn't go into full detail. So if you want me, I can go into full details of them and explain them and just comment. So this is the end of the video. About the gods, the great, as you think, so without, as above, so below, the master of mind and ether.